Live long and prosper. This is Comrade Atomny, a communist from a former Soviet Union, a space fan. And this is the review of second season of TV show For All Mankind. That it is bad. This is really bad. Ну что, товарищи, ради высшего блага, с вами коммунист, вот, фанат космонавтики, и сегодня мы будем рассматривать второй сезон телесериала «Ради всего человечества», который показывают по Apple TV. So, from the get-go, the technical level of the second season fall down, and I showed that already in first part. That you see, this is in second season the spacesuits that are not for open spacewalks but just for emergency cases, shown as used as a spacewalk. And in the first season, we see the proper moon spacesuits that used by Soviet Union, and I don't understand why such degradation from technical perspective of view happened, but still it happened. So let's go about the second season. My thoughts. В общем-то, да, сразу я говорил по поводу скафандров, что в первом сезоне у нас показаны нормальные советские скафандры, которые действительно были готовы для Луны, а во втором сезоне уже начали показывать скафандры для экстренной помощи, да, которые не предназначены для выхода в космос. В общем, деградация пошла полная. Там еще много технических вопросов. There will be more issues about that to the second season. Okay, we see a few moon rovers that are driving ahead. So, from the perspective of the mass scenes and moon scenes, the quality a little bit rise, but still in technical. Well, American side, no, technical side is worsener in the first season, in the second season. Yeah, in the first season it was much better, but it had more mass, like many astronauts. That's definitely good. Да, но массовка стало больше, поэтому это действительно классно смотреть. So yeah, this scene where the space cosmonauts actually using improper emergency suits instead of real moon suits. And why this happened? Because you had this TV show had the proper space suits that was shown in the first season. Why they did not use? I don't understand that. Это еще не понимаю, почему не используют они. And that's bad. Это плохо. Okay, so this is the scene where the Soviets tried to occupy the place that was first taken by USA, and I think this is the bad way to go, because really the Soviet Union started to portray it as evil and doing some bad things. Actually, Soviet Union never done those things like taking resources that already took by some others. What actually Soviet Union could do is what was done in Antarctica and was done in space, that all the resources either you cannot mine or belong to everybody. So the Soviet Union, if the USA take the territory with the good resources, the Soviet Union in reality rise the theme about that this should be not just United States belongings, but belong to everybody and any other space-faring country that could be. That's what the Soviet Union agenda and way of thinking really is. And what is shown in this show, this is the way of thinking of Reagan and his way of thinking, like portraying USSR as the evil empire of evil, that doing everything evil because they evil from the get-go. And this is worse because ideologically this second season is much worse than the first one. So there would be many critics, many more critics than in the first season. I hated, generally speaking, the second season. Да, я ненавижу второй сезон, потому что, ну, на самом деле, что бы сделал Советский Союз в ситуации, когда вот американцы заняли, ну, богатые залежами территорий на Луне. Собственно, подобные решения принимались для Антарктики, когда Антарктика всеобщая, никому не принадлежит, и ресурсы там тоже никому не принадлежат. И Советский Союз поставил бы вопрос о том, что ресурсы, которые нашли американцы, они должны принадлежать всем. И поэтому он бы поставил бы свою копалину, свои как бы добывающие установки рядом с американцами и тоже бы пользовался бы этими ресурсами. Вот так вот бы поступил бы Советский Союз. So instead of putting USA troops, USA astronauts away, in reality, what Soviet Union did is like placed their mining facility near and spoke about that this territory needs to be for everybody, like that. You can portray this as like we are saying about everybody, but actually not everybody. But if someone joins, for example, Chinese land on the moon, okay, they can mine also this territory. That what Soviet Union actually done in real life, but here we portray it as pure evil, and that's sad and that's really aggressive and a bad move from the USA filmmakers that rises hostility between us. В общем-то, вот это, собственно, подобное решение сценаристов только повышает враждебность между зрителями и между, собственно, людьми, которые так напряжены отношения, да, между жителями США и постсоветского пространства, конечно же, очень напряженные отношения. Вот, и, собственно, сценаристы только подбрасывают масло в огонь из-за того, что показывают нас злодеями. And also I can say that there is very little amount of USSR in the second season. There was more in the first season, and I thus like that more. Ну, собственно, и Советского Союза здесь-то поменьше, чем в первом сезоне. So there is another electrical cars. Why they did not showing that actually in the 80s the Soviet Union started to build electrical cars for Olympics 80? Электромобили СССР. So you are portraying like the actually the USA is developing electromobiles in the 80s, but this is what actually Soviet Union really done. So for the Olympics 80, there was a development of electric vehicles based on usual vehicles in the Soviet Union, and there was different models. There was around 10 models that was manufactured in quantities like hundreds of vehicles, like electrical RAFs, electrical UAZ, electrical VAZ. So there was plenty of them in the 80s. So in real life, Soviet Union actually developed the electrical vehicles at the 80s and started its mass production. But in the TV show, this does not show it. So because TV show, the second season represents more a Reagan approach that Soviet Union is so evil. But in reality, Soviet Union again raises questions about ecology, and again 30 years before in USA, the electromobiles became popular. The Soviet Union developed that theme and actually done that. And you are portraying about again those false accusations and lies about Soviet Union, and you are speaking about friendship. No, the way the second season is made only raises hostilities, because now we see that you are lying about Soviet Union and about you portraying us the evil, and you are stealing the agenda that actually Soviet Union did. So you are showing that electromobiles as developed in USA, but in reality in that time it was developed in Soviet Union, and you did nothing about that. And I hate that. You want to hear that why we are so hostile to you, because you lie with those TV shows and with those portraying us as pure evil while we doing the different thing. Okay, like the model and astronaut, that never happened, but that's okay. That's like that possible that West could do. Okay, so shuttles. Developing shuttle program, that's stupid idea. The shuttle program is the what we thinking of, the communists, that the shuttle program is the most horrific, most bad quality and most expanded and stupid space program ever made in the history of mankind, and it costed the life of 14 astronauts. It is the program that led to casualties of the majority of the astronauts. And now you're speaking about lives matter. You wasted 14 lives of your best man astronauts, and continue to lie that, oh no, shuttle is so great, and you are speaking that you are for the human life. You don't give a crap about human life. You are liars. В общем-то, я говорю, да, что американская программа Shuttle отвратительная программа, которая стоила жизни 14 астронавтов НАСА. И это самая худшая космическая программа. Вот говорят о китайском плохом качестве, но на самом деле в плане космонавтики нужно говорить о плохом американском качестве. Потому что вот этот дебильный космический корабль, мало того, что он дороже всего, это самый дорогой космический корабль, который, самую низкую эффективность имел, так он еще и плюс к тому привел к смерти 14 астронавтов. США и западники рассказывают о том, какие же они человеколюбивые. Да, погубили 14 лучших своих астронавтов, да, 14 человек. Но вы понимаете, вот коммунисты, они-то злые, а американцы, они такие прекрасные. From the technical perspective of view, a space shuttle could never achieve the orbit of the moon, and this is stupid. It is not designed for that. And putting the space shuttle to the moon, the most stupid idea that could be shown in the TV show, like For All Mankind. It is totally against economics, against the engineering thoughts. So that's why I'm thinking that and telling why the level of technical probability or plausibility in the show drastically fold back in the second season. Okay, so this is like rising, trying to repel the Soviets from the moon. Давайте поговорим больше о шаттлах. So, what Americans are accusing that Soviet Union actually stolen the shuttle design and created the Buran shuttle, and that actually the stolen technology from the USA, because USA was the first. So let's analyze and compare those two systems, and you will see that this is totally different systems. And okay, let's see now. Compare MiG-15 and Sabre. So we see that these two jet planes of the Korean War era, they are really alike, and nobody could steal nothing from one or another, because the similar tasks produces very similar designs. So this Sabre, F-86 Sabre and MiG-15 is similar planes because they have similar, pretty close technical characteristics, pretty same level and pretty same tasks. So they look similar. So for example, flaps of the MiG is a little bit higher than in Sabre. The position of wings is more in the middle of fuselage. The Sabres is more at the bottom. So there is like not that great changes. And from the far away, we see that MiG and Sabre is pretty alike. В общем-то, я показываю, да, вот по поводу воровства Бурана и шаттла. Смотрите, одинаковые задачи и технический уровень приводят к приблизительно равным решениям. Мы видим на примере МиГа-15 и F-86 Sabre, что самолеты очень подобные. Да? То есть, есть мелкие отличия, типа, допустим, на хвостовое оперение у МиГа сверху, у Sabre больше снизу, крылья МиГа находятся по центру фюзеляжа, а у Sabre снизу. Но в целом с дистанции мы видим, что самолеты очень похожи, с похожими характеристиками. Да? So let's go next. Давайте идем далее. So let's compare Concorde and Tu-144. So again, the supersonic passenger plane, and they look alike, not because someone steals it from another, and by the way, because Concorde flew after the Tupolev, so who actually stolen something? And though the French and Britain has no experience in designing supersonic passenger planes or planes that could be used as a passenger planes, while Soviet Union actually had that experience, because before Tu-149 there was like Su-100 project. Plane. Yeah, T4 Su-100. So this project was before the Tu-144, and also you see here it is, and also there was Myasishchev M50 supersonic bomber, and also there was a project to make this plane as the a commercial airliner version of this plane, and it was not twice the speed of sound, but only faster than one speed of sound, Mach 1. So it has Mach 1.3 or something like those speed. So Soviet Union, before developing Tu-144, actually had experience in a similar planes that was faster than sound and could be refitted to be the passenger carrying vehicles. And France and Britain did not have that experience. So the Tu-44 actually flew earlier than Concorde, but the freaking Western propaganda lies that in some magical way the communists traveled back in time and stole not existent blueprints of the Concorde, while they have more experience in these matters. Actually, who took many technologies and solutions from this like from the cooperation was French people that actually tried many solutions from Tu-144 to their Concorde project. But okay, you see this, okay, this is a nice picture to see the differences of two planes. Очень хорошая картинка, чтобы показать разницу и схожесть двух самолетов. Okay, this is even better. Так даже лучше. So you see the Concorde and the Tu-144 is a pretty similar designs because they solve the similar task. Carrying of a passengers on a speeds faster than 2 max, 2 speeds of sound. And they have similar designs. You see this, the engines of the Concorde is more wider than of Tu-144, and that the Tu-144 has additional wings and this braking nose. So there is difference between those vehicles, but not that great, because they solve like the similar tasks. That's why they so common. В общем-то, внешний вид в космонавтике и в авиации, он, ну, похож, потому что самолеты решают подобные задачи. То есть мы видим, что Ту-144 и Concorde, они подобны, потому что это у них общая задача транспортировать пассажиров с скоростью более 2 скоростей звука. Но мы видим разницу, что у Конкорда эти самые воздухозаборники расставлены более широко, ну и двигатели, да, у него нету вот этих крылышков больших спереди для стабилизации полета, собственно, ну, видим отличия, да, и нос вот так не сгибается, как у Ту-144, то есть отличия есть небольшие, да, но потому что они решают подобные задачи. So now let's go back to space shuttles. Теперь же перейдем к космическому шаттлу. So these systems solving the similar tasks. This is the multi-entry space vehicles that could multiple times enter the atmosphere of Earth without destruction and then gain to space. First that decided to design this type of ship was the USA, and actually this is the space bomber vehicle. Don't say that, oh no, the space shuttle, this is scientific vehicle. No, that's a space bomber. This is the space bomber who actually could drop nuclear charges from the orbit and deliver it to the enemy. This is what the system actually is. And the Soviet Buran also is a space bomber. Why they look similar? Because they solve the similar tasks and have the similar capabilities. The look-alike of both systems is the same as look-alike of Sabre and MiG-15. But you can't say that Soviets stole the design of Sabre, because the MiG-15 appeared to be in the same years or even earlier than Sabre. So this similarity is more because, not because of someone stole something, but because the similar tasks are solved. В общем-то, да, то есть, ну, американцы первыми создали, колонисты США первыми создали космический бомбардировщик. Шаттл, да, то есть мирная страна, которая говорит за мир, первый создает космический бомбардировщик для нападения. So yeah, the USA, speaking about peace, created the first space bomber in the world, and speaking about peace. You are lying, because you created the first space bomber, and you increased the use of weapons in the space. And we responded to that, creating our own identical system in order to be equally matched. So who is the evil? The one that lies about peace and creating a first in the world nuclear bomber? The space shuttle? Or the one who just responds, creating the similar system afterwards? Just interesting. Просто интересно. Вот кто же зло? Те, кто первый космический бомбардировщик придумывает, или те, кто просто создают аналогичную систему для того, чтобы создать паритет? Okay, now let's compare to the boosters. Теперь сравним конкретно эти самые ускорители. So, though the shuttles themselves are pretty similar, there is a key difference between them. The shuttle carries the big rocket engines, and they actually works as the engines for the system, while the Buran shuttle has no engines, no prime engines, no rocket engines at its back. You see here, the Buran has only maneuverable engines, and not the main stage propellant engines. This is very important difference. This shows that this system is definitely different. The other difference is that actually Buran has artificial intelligence, and this is first artificial intelligence that could create its own programs and select how he will fly, how he will go, what trajectory he will decide. This was purely his type of thoughts, and so he had a task like deliver the module of the space station to space station Mir. And what actually the Buran was capable, okay, he has that task, and he decides by his own when he is launching, what trajectory he's deciding to use, at what level engines would be working on the rocket boosters, when to separate, which maneuver to do. This is all Buran decided by himself without any directions from CPU, from the land. So he was smart. And of course the American system was lagging behind in that question. And for 20 years USA still was behind. Значит, я говорю о том, что, ну, отличие Бурана от шаттла мы видим сразу, что нету маршевых двигателей ракетных, вот только маневровые двигатели, уже мы видим серьезную разницу. И кроме того, конечно, Буран был оснащен первым в мире искусственным интеллектом, который позволял Бурану самому формировать, то есть насколько сильно включать двигатели при полете, когда разделять ступени, когда самому отделяться, какой маневр совершить, как ему повернуть. Ему только ставили задачу: выйди на такую-то орбиту, вот состыкуйся, допустим, со станцией Мир, присоедини этот модуль. Все, дальше Буран все сам решал. Как ему полететь, когда ему отстыковываться, когда пристыковываться, какой маневр совершать, это он делал сам без ЦУПа. Now the systems of shuttle and Buran Energy is totally different, because the second stage, the second stage of the shuttle system, it has only tank without any boosters, and rocket engines also actually installed on the shuttle themselves. While the Energia project has the rocket itself, the Energia rocket, has engines on the second stage, and Buran shuttle has no rocket engines, so he does not use that. This is real. This is big differences. This is really big difference, because Energia by itself could be used as the transport vehicle and deliver heavy cargo on the orbit without the Buran, while the shuttle system could not operate without shuttle. So the shuttle system could needs shuttle in order to operate. And this is the difference, very important differences in the systems, because the Soviet rocket could be used separately, and this would lead to consequences if Soviet Union continued after the 1991. В общем-то, да, системы советская и американская, вот этих, большая разница, потому что вот вторая ступень у шаттла, а это просто бак, он не может без шаттла летать, вот эта тяжелая система, она не может без шаттла существовать, а советская энергия без Бурана вполне летает, и она может выносить тяжелые грузы на орбиту. The other difference is that actually the USA uses like the solid propellant boosters as the first stage, and the Soviet system has not 2 but 4 liquid propelled boosters from the side, and those liquid boosters also used in the Danich rocket. So this is different approach between the systems, and this is totally different systems. They like, though they have similarities because they solve in some parts similar tasks, but they have very important differences, that actually the Energia can capable carry a 100 tons payload on the orbit by itself. The boosters of the first stage actually can be used as the separate rockets themselves, and the Buran is having no rocket engines at all. This is totally different system, because the American shuttle could not system could not work without the shuttle, while Energia can. This is very important difference. So, and this is like a false accusations in TV show when they say that actually Buran is totally stolen from the space shuttle, and like they use the solid propeller boosters, we using not solid, we used liquid boosters, and that they will suffer the same problems. No, that's awfully done by the TV show, and that's only rise the tensions between us. В общем-то, эти все сравнения и в шоу, когда нас упрекают в том, что мы полностью скопировали систему шаттла, и что, ну, то есть у нас там и тоже твердотопливные ускорители, хотя на самом деле это жидкостные ускорители, да, это большая разница, вот, то и у нас их 4, у них там 2 разница, что мы просто скопировали, поэтому будут те же самые проблемы, то есть это дерьмо собачье, и это только ухудшает отношение к этому самому, к второму сезону. They like more drama here. I hate the drama. I want more space about this sci-fi show. So why they're putting more drama? That's bad, I think. В общем, мне не нравится драма, которую показывают в этом шоу, да. And about those like gay relations, etc. You know, I know that the comrades from the USA. By the way, hello to the comrades from the USA. Hello to Chicago Communist Party. Glad to see you. So I know that in USA the communists has another point of view. They support the gay society. We in the former Soviet Union think that the gay they have mental illness. They are like schizophrenics, paranoics, or people who want to commit suicide. So they have the psychological problem because gays could not reproduce. And reproduction is very important for the human survival. And communists of former Soviet Union definitely against adopting children by the gay families, because we know that children actually tries to copy the behavior of the parents. And if they see that parents of the same gender doing gay stuff, they will copy that. And don't say that this is not copy. They will copy that. So we thinking that though it is bad to like harm or to harass or to attack or to do any harm to the gay people, but they are mentally ill. And definitely we are against any marriages between gay people, and definitely we are against adopting of the children by the gay people. I know that many like in support of that, but we think that this is the problem of the Western world, because this is and this too much themes of this rise in this TV show. В общем, да, я говорю о геях, о том, что вот эти гейские отношения, показанные во втором сезоне, который вот стало развиваться, это ну просто отвратительно с одной стороны, а с другой стороны, ну, несмотря на то, что коммунисты в США, кстати, я им передал привет, чикагским коммунистам, с которыми я знаком, да, то есть что вот эта гейская тематика, подъем, это плохо. И что, ну, геи, это, ну, не надо их там как-то бить или резать, или как-то по-другому, как нацисты предлагали, да, но к ним нужно относиться так же, как к шизофреникам, как к параноикам, как, допустим, людям, которые хотят совершить суицид. То есть это психически больные люди. Вот. И, конечно же, никаких браков и никаких этих самых воспитания детей, потому что дети копируют поведение взрослых, копируют поведение родителей. Вот я, допустим, в детстве хотел как отец быть пограничником, защищать границу. А если они видят гейские отношения, дети, то они будут копировать эти гейские отношения. And I'm like showing example when my parents was in childhood, my father was the border guard and I wanted to be a border guard, and I copied his behavior as much as I could because I loved father. Yeah, and the children that are adopted by gay definitely would copy their behavior and their relation models and their problems. So definitely against that. Категорически против вот этого. And well, speaking that, okay, if people has that mental illness, they could live. They could have their relations, though they are psychologically. This is psychological problem. But they do not need to propagate that, like, oh, we are gays and this is cool, everybody should be gay, and if nobody is gay, that's bad. This is the main meaning, and this is the main agenda that is rising with this gay propaganda, that everyone should be gay and that normal people are not normal. And that you need to go with these banners that, oh, we are gay. No. If you are gay, schizophrenics did not walk on the streets and says that schizophrenia is normal. Give us nukes. Give nukes to the schizophrenics because schizophrenics is normal. Give guns to the schizophrenics because schizophrenia is normal. Nobody walks that way. And nobody says, and this is madness. If we give schizophrenics or paranoics the nuclear weapons or any weapons at all, they will create the nightmare. And what the Western society did, they gave the rise of the kids to the people with mental illness. I think that this Western agenda is totally broken. And we definitely need to oppose that. Sorry to say to the Western comrades, the communists that support gay agenda, but we have different thoughts on that. Because that is illness, and people need to be cured. Да, я говорю о том, что они не отдадут, допустим, шизофреникам ядерное оружие и параноикам. Вообще, было бы классно. Это отличное решение, блин. Психбольным давать воспитание детей. Просто жесть. Okay, now we see M16s for the moon. Yeah. And this is stupid. This is against the technical faults and the drawback and decline of the technical issues of the TV show. Like M16s on the moon, this is most stupid thing to do. Because firearms on the moon would not work. There is a problems of the firearms, like the usual metals that on Earth performs well. They weld in the vacuum. In the vacuum of space and in the moon conditions, so they will weld and cannot shoot. And also the recoil makes the handguns also almost obsolete and stupid to use on the moon, and its effectiveness is too low. If we are speaking about real weapons that could be used on the moon, like while not if you are portraying Soviet Union as the evil empire of evil, while there is no in the second season the Lunokhod at the tanks, like a moon tank, there was such in Hulk on the West. I know about that actually Lunokhod is the tank, moon tank, and they are like wanting to use that tank. So why it is not used in the second season as the moon tank or something like that? Sad. That would be a nice development, even the evil development, but that would be interesting. В общем-то, да, я говорю, почему они не использовали во втором сезоне, например, луноходы, и уж если уж показывают плохим Советский Союз, то показывали, что луноход это на самом деле танк, жестокий такой, кого коммунисты прислали танк на Луну, вот он выезжает, да, и знаете, такая музыка, из горизонта выезжает луноход и начинает убивать всех подряд. Вот это вот было бы, ну, хотя бы что-то классное, да. Ну, пускай мы злые, но, блин, по крайней мере. Okay, so about weapons on the moon. RPG-7. So actually there are existing weapons that actually could be used in a vacuum and on the moon and pretty effectively with a little bit of changes. And I'm speaking about rocket launchers like RPG-7. So definitely what we need, if we are speaking about real weapons that could be refitted and used on the moon, the rocket launchers is the most obvious and most easy to select choice. So the Soviets need to be used like redone rocket launchers like RPG-7 on the moon, while the Americans need to use bazooka on the moon. Bazooka. Yeah, so this bazookas on the moon, that's because it is easily refitted and the design is almost the same and it is really effective on the moon. Like the big amount of shrapnel explodes on a big territory, and if it hits the spacesuit, it is already broken and it explodes. If it receives some damage in the parts, it could explode because of oxygen and etc. So basically this shrapnel is a devastating weapon and it is much more effective. So you are using the firearm that could not be used and have recoil, or use rocket system that has no recoil, which you're gonna use with a lesser amount of refitting as more easy to use. And by the way, because the moon gravity is much lower, so you can carry a decent amount of rockets in the this case. So the technical thoughts in the second season is definitely awful. There is also like Nurs, давайте наберем. Nurs. Like these rocket systems that can be used on the moon also effectively. Like, okay, this system would be used by the Soviets on the moon on their evil moon tanks called Lunohods. But you say could use this type of weapons that is mounted, by the way, on the jeeps and like on moon rovers. So you see the different weapons that actually could be used on the moon, and actually I hoped to see that in second season. I hoped there is like a painter called Robert McCall. He in the 70s and 60s made many paintings, nice paintings for NASA. And actually, if you know other painters and other paintings like that about the space age realistic pictures, please write down below the artists and the paintings where to find them or where those collections are actually exist. That's interesting to see. But this is how really I wanted to see the second season. So more of the vehicles that are shown in this realistic paintings. Yeah, like this shuttles, like you see. What else? Like these vehicles as the moon tracks. This is moon bases, and like some robots on the moon. So this would be much more. That was what I was expecting to see, and sadly, that we see from this technical perspective, total crap and total shit on the moon, like firearms on the moon. That's stupid. Like space shuttle flying on the moon. In reality, if the only way to rise like moon rise the technologies for space race and for moon, etc. NASA need to cancel the space shuttle project, because space shuttle project excluded many funding from the Apollo program and other programs that was more effective than the shuttle system. I already told that shuttle system is the most worst system space vehicle ever constructed by humankind. Like that. This is and by the way, this space jet, so this jetpacks, why not use jetpacks with the rocket launchers? So this, for example, why not use to this rocket launcher? It is really cool, and it is really could be used on the moon, and very cool looking. Totally bad done the technical part of the second season. I am like thinking that this is awful. В общем-то, с моей точки зрения, с технической точки зрения, конечно, второй сезон намного хуже сделан. Вот, допустим, смотрите, здесь есть в США художники, вот Роберт Маккол, я знаю, если вы знаете еще других художников, напишите, пожалуйста, которые показывают реалистичную фантастику, реалистичное будущее, да, космонавтики. Вот почему не использовать их технологии, их решения? Вот, допустим, прыжковые ранцы с ракетницами, там, РПГ-7 переделанная, базука, вот эта ракетница из Шварценеггера команда, да, ведь это настоящее оружие, которое может использоваться на Луне, ну вот настоящее оружие, не какое-то там М16 дебильное, а настоящее оружие, и поскольку там гравитация на Луне меньше, можно больше ракет с собой взять, то есть абсолютно логичное, абсолютно реалистичное оружие. И, допустим, ну я уже показывал, да, без откатки для, ну, на этих самых, роверах американских, на луноходах поставить вот эти РСЗО системы, и, пожалуйста, тебе настоящее лунное оружие, очень реалистичное, которое можно использовать. Но ведь можно качественно, если просто не курить, блин, долбаную коноплю под видом медицины, да, и лечения, а реально решить проблему. Ведь есть здесь и рисунки есть, используйте. Нет, зачем? Так печально, да. То есть загубились тоже с технической точки зрения, ну просто невероятно. So now we'll speak about the Apollo-Soyuz program that actually shown in the TV show, and I can say that I hate it. I hate this project. Like, you are because it is not the alternative history. The Apollo-Soyuz actually happened, and it happened earlier than it is shown in the TV show in the second episode of the For All Mankind. That's stupid, because alternative history need to portray something better than real life happened. But in the second season we see that something worse happened than in real life, and that's awful. Because what really the alternative project was actually the Skylab Salyut space station. The join of Soviet space station with the American space station, and because Skylab space station was developed before the space shuttles could be tested, its orbit deteriorated. It had fallen to the Earth, and all the capabilities of Skylab was wasted pretty awfully, and there was very little experiments conducted. This is very sadly. And actually, in reality, Soviet Union proposed like use the Soviet rockets and Soviet spacecraft in order to rise the orbit of the Skylab, and in this way save it. But because already at that time the USA thought of the Soviet Union as the evil empire of evil, you was afraid of that. And that was a nice twist and plot of the show, if like Soviets by their own will decided to rise up the elevation of Skylab and thus saving it, while the USA thought about that we again something cruel in doing and something wrong. That was a nice plot, and again it showed that Soviet Union is not bad and that there is misunderstanding between one another, etc. That was a good way of thinking. But now the script writers of the show decided to make us more hostile to you and to portray us as eternal evil. And that is a real alternative that was much better than the Apollo-Soyuz program. This should be in the TV series, like the Skylab Salyut project. Я говорю о том, что был альтернативный проект, не, в шоу вот альтернативная история, она же должна показывать как-то что-то лучшее, чем было раньше, да, альтернативу. И на самом получается, что во втором сезоне вот этого «Ради всего человечества» показана снова таки реальная программа «Союз Аполлон», которая и была в реальности, то есть никакого изменения нету. Но более того, она происходит гораздо позже, чем происходила в реальности. Ну, то есть, получается, хуже сделали. Нафига это делать? Если, например, в сериале можно было на самом деле показать проект «Salyut Skylab». Были такие идеи, что соединить советскую космическую станцию с американской и таким образом сделать вот общую станцию. И, собственно, Советский Союз предлагал. Дело в том, что станция Skylab была запущена на орбиту до того, как начали тестировать и запускать в космос первые шаттлы. Но они рассчитали с траекторией, и, получается, Skylab стала терять орбиту быстрее, чем было рассчитано. Из-за этого она упала на Землю раньше, чем взлетели первые шаттлы. И потеряли, собственно, американцы свою станцию, фактически ничего на нее только 3 экипажа слетало, и все. А большую часть времени она летала и ничего не делала. Советский Союз предлагал в реальности, мы запускаем свои космические корабли, свои ракеты, и с помощью них поднимаем орбиту Skylab. Такие предложения были, но американцы нас подозревали и отказались от этого делать. И было бы классным сюжетным поворотом вот в этом «Ради всего человечества», если бы, например, показывали вот эту историю со Skylab, Советский Союз ослушался американцев и своевольно сам полетел и поднял орбиту этой самой Skylab, чтобы спасти станцию. И американцы тут начинают представлять, что эти Советский Союз хотели украсть у нас станцию, они такие плохие, они такие злые, а на самом деле мы помогли. Вот это был бы классный поворот, да? А вместо этого нас снова показывают галимыми монстрами. Here, Space Shuttle on the Moon, the most stupid thing ever. Вот шаттл на Луне, самый дебильный кадр, который может быть. So in real alternative history, either you continue to use the Saturn V or develop Nova rocket. That's what really happened, but not the space shuttle. So the NASA could select either they continue the Nova and Apollo program, or they decide to create the space bomber space shuttle. and in reality you selected militarized space and create the space bomber called Space Shuttle. That was your decision. If that alternative history, that would be better to show like a Nova project is successful, and like moon missions continue and shuttle never appeared. But you decided the other way. Да, но вы решили другим путем идти. And shuttle on the moon, this is stupid. И shuttle на Луне, это реально глупо. From all perspectives, со всех перспектив. Okay, that's fine. Using the Eagle like for landing, ersatz way to deliver the troops, that's okay. But it doesn't matter why the astronauts in the TV show does not use the jetpacks that actually was created and tested by NASA. I don't understand. Не понимаю, почему на самом деле американские астронавты в шоу не используют прыжковые ранцы, которые реально разработали в NASA и не могли бы использоваться. Now about Black Astronaut in the TV show. This is an interesting question, because you know that actually Soviet Union again was ahead of USA and launched the first black person to the space earlier. You will Kubinsky, cosmonaut. So meet Tamayo Mendes. Actually, the Cuban black cosmonaut, the first black man in the space, and again, Soviet Union is ahead of the USA. And while this is not represented in the show, that actually Soviet Union now raises question about racial equality, which actually in real life Soviet Union really did. And in USA, again, in the second season, everything is portrayed about the way the Reagan showed us, that we are the pure empire of evil. And about Pathfinder, okay, let's speak about Pathfinder. There is no other projects of space shuttles at all. But actually, Soviet Union had the second generation of space vehicle created. Meet the Molniya space shuttle. Yeah, though in TV shows that actually the so-called cool Americans developed the second generation of space shuttles, in reality Soviet Union created the second generation of space shuttles. Well, because of the collapse of Soviet Union in 1991, we did not completed that till the launch. But generally speaking, if the Soviet Union continued on, now let's speak about continuation of Soviet Union and the space program as for all mankind, how should represent that. Значит, теперь поговорим об альтернативах. Да, вот снова в сериале показано, что американцы уже второго поколения шаттл какой-то создают, да. В реальности никаких других проектов шаттлов, конечно же, не было у американцев. А вот у нас был. И уже фактически готовился к той стадии, когда произведут готовый второго поколения космический челнок «Молния». То есть в реальности, получается, Советский Союз гораздо лучше, чем действовал, чем США. А в альтернативной истории показано, что все достижения Советского Союза переняли себе США. So in this alternative history, in the second season, all the real advantages of Soviet Union is stolen by the USA. Like first black man in the space, this was achievement by Soviet Union, and it is stolen in the alternative history by USA. Like electromobiles in the 80s, this was actual thing in the Soviet Union, while in the alternative history, the USA stolen that from Soviet Union. The second generation of space shuttles actually existed and was ready to be constructed. Was in Soviet Union, but again, and no such projects in USA, and again, it is stolen by the USA in the alternative history. So too much stealing by yours. And you are trying like things that we actually achieved to put it on your side 20 years after we haven't that done, and then say, oh, you are the first. This is awful that capitalists and colonists of USA doing. And actually in this show, how portraited the Soviet Union, yeah? Астронавты в СССР. Давайте. Okay, so this is real pictures of American astronauts in the USSR. So no close quarters or etc, etc, etc. So you are portraying us as the real bad guys that we weren't. You just imagine that. And that's awful. And about the Boeing that was shot, you are again not speaking about all the things that actually flight 007, there was a few attempts made to contact them, and after those attempts the Boeing tried to rise its elevation, rise it high, so it responded not by responding by radio calls or by pre-fire that was made by our interceptor. It ignored any fires, the preemptive fires that was made, any calls that was made multiple times, and even started to rise up to get away, and then it was shut down. But even in this show, there's like showed that okay, that actually we are so evil and bad. It would be more nice that portrayed like actually that was a secret operation that done by USA, CIA, and that actually that was a spy plane, because that alternative history, that would be better way. But now we are still the evil. All time we are evil, and you are like lying. Stealing our achievements, saying that you are so good, and then you say that you are so good, what we are the evil. I think that you are more evil than we. Да, я говорю о том, что, ну, с такими вот подходами, еще вот этот показ Советского Союза как какой-то дебильной дыры, где, блин, все темно, все жестко, никуда не дают пускать, и все это абсолютно отвратительно показано. And how will the Soviet cosmonauts behave? They like, oh, hamburgers, we want hamburgers. We have our good food, like chicken Kiev, chicken Leningrad, like Olivier salad. There are plenty of food, like kvass, if we are speaking about something to drink. Yeah, non-alcoholic, I mean. And another things, we have plenty of our own tasty food, and I say to you that to face, that if you propose me a hamburger or an Olivier salad, I select Olivier salad. If you propose me a hamburger or chicken Kiev, I prefer chicken Kiev. And you're speaking about, oh, we are so bad that the American culture is so good, and we are so our bears that walk on the streets. And every time you are in the Soviet Union, there is constant winter, and we are without electricity, and our fathers kills us every day if they have the bad mood. This is how we look like. Yeah, that's totally the way to create a peaceful relations between. Yeah. If we say that you are motherfuckers, yeah, and we say that you are Nazis and need to be wiped off the earth, that's perfect way to like be friends, yeah? So you are rising aggression. You want to be hostile with us. If you want to be hostile, don't be amused about Vietnam. В общем-то, если они хотят, вот знаете, вот это показывать нас, о, медведи ходят по улицам, постоянная зима, а наши отцы каждый день убивают нас, если станут не с той ноги. Замечательная просто вещь, да? Вообще, знаете, вот этот дедушка, служивший в КГБ, каждое утро убивал бабушку, потому что бабушка не такой борщ приготовила. И мы в совке едим только хлеб, и больше ничего не видим. И тот хлеб черствый, и то выдают только по праздникам. А так вообще траву жрем. Вот такой у нас вот Советский Союз, вот так вот показан это сериал. Что из этого хорошего? Конечно, ничего не выйдет. So, second season is awful. Second season is awful. Второй сезон вообще отвратительный. Space Shuttle to the Moon, that's stupid. Космический шаттл на Луну, это глупо. And about this heroic act of her. И насчет вот этого героического поступка ее. So, you know, she is not doing any heroic act. She actually did that stupid thing. In real life, if she really tried to do that, that astronaut died and she died of the cancer. Very painfully. That's what happened in real life, and only because the scriptwriters want them to be alive and to have some drama, they show that she's alive. No, she died after that. So there was a possibility to save that man, but it would be better to do in some different way, in some different situation. And you can portray this like a heroic action, a pretty heroic sacrifice, or a heroic deed. Like make situation that it is plausible, it is possible to save and have a lesser amount of radiation. But here is like a total doom and that will die, so I dislike that. And the physics, yeah, and the physics. What she's, it is impossible to run like that in the physics. I say you because I played many hours in a Take on Mars simulator about colony simulation with the real physics, and I can say that I mastered very quickly moves on the moon with the lesser gravity, and I can say that this is definitely wrong. The quick moves on moon could be done only with the jumps. And she's not jumping, she's like normally running. Normal running on the moon is impossible. It's impossible to do. So even from perspective of physics, this is stupid. Okay, that maneuver, the Cobra of Pugachev maneuver that is possible only with the use of thrust vectoring, first invented in USSR, is performed on the jets that has no thrust vectoring. Again, stupidity. Technical level and the ideological level fall here very drastically. Okay, so basically, I guess this is it. Yeah, if you want to see like what should be in the third season For All Mankind, what I wanted to see, definitely this wouldn't be. So tune up for like a communist view of what should be in the third season of the For All Mankind and the technical issues, etc. So till the next episode, live long and prosper. До следующего эпизода. Если, в общем-то, в следующем эпизоде я поговорю о том, что бы было бы интересно мне, как коммунисту и фанату космонавтики, увидеть в третьем сезоне ради всего человечества.